What's up, guys? Mad Fragger back again. Got another quick fragrance review for you. And today I want to talk about a John Varvatos fragrance. Um, I picked this one up recently, and I got to tell you, I was a little bit turned about on this one. It's not exactly what I was expecting. Um, so, for those of you who aren't familiar, John Varvatos and Nick Jonas did a collaboration, and they came out with a line of three fragrances. I have all three of them. The first one is, and we're not going to really go over these today, but I just want to mention them. This is the blue one. This is kind of a generic blue fragrance here. And then you've got the silver one, which is actually my favorite of the three. This is a metallic kind of fragrance, like a fresh metallic fragrance. It's a pretty good one. I like this one. And then the one I want to discuss today is this is Crimson. Now, I kind of wish I would have picked this one up in the 50 ml bottle so that all of them would be 50 ml because the other two are 50. But this is the 100. And this one kind of surprised me because I was expecting this to be. This is one of those kind of examples of a fragrance that where the presentation doesn't really represent what the fragrance is, and what the vibe is of the fragrance. Little bit misleading. To look at this, you would think that this is like kind of a warm, spicy, kind of like a maybe like cinnamon and nutmeg type of fall cool weather fragrance. By the presentation alone, it's not. I'll tell you that. So anybody who's thinking that just based on the presentation, obviously, anytime you pick up a fragrance, you want to check out the notes and maybe read a couple reviews and see what it see what's going on. You're just going to say, oh, that looks like a good cool weather fragrance and grab it. But I actually got this one from a buddy of mine in a swap, and I was expecting, because I hadn't really researched it or looked into it much, and I was expecting this to be something like a warm kind of cozy kind of fall fragrance. It is not by far. This one really kind of surprised me, and the reason is this is pretty much a clone, inspired by, dupe, whatever the word is you want to use, of Dylan Blue. Uh, Now, I got Dylan Blue here. I do wear Dylan Blue now and again. It's kind of one of those like dumb reach, easy to wear, mass appeal kind of fragrances. It's got decent performance, smells really good. I really do like it, especially for certain situations. And now I've said before on this channel, and I'll keep saying it, there's not, you don't always have to have a fragrance that performs like in that 8-10 hour range for it to be good, like and it also doesn't have to project in such a way that like everybody around you is gonna notice it when they come near you for it to be good. In a lot of instances you want a fragrance that's a little more subtle, and sometimes you don't need a fragrance that lasts all day. Sometimes just a few hours is fine. If that's what you're looking for, any of these John Varvatos fragrances are going to fit that bill for you. These fragrances have really, really good quality to them. They they don't smell synthetic. They're usually really clean, and like the quality of them is really good, and very I don't know, like they just have a really, really good, clean quality to them, but without, you're not getting like a whole lot of performance, and you're not getting a whole lot of projection. Um, with exception of John Varvatos Dark Rebel, which is discontinued. Now that is a good winter, cool weather fragrance that's really, really good, and it does have decent performance on it. It does have like it's in that 7-8 hour range of performance. But other than that, most of the John Varvatos fragrances that I've ever had an encounter with, that I've ever tried, are a little lighter on the projection and a little lighter on the performance. like somewhere in that 5 to 6 hour range of performance, and they're not really pushing off too hard, but they're still really good fragrances and they smell really, really good. There's a few of them that are just really, really super addictive kind of quality to them that I really, really like. And I got to be honest with you, there's a couple that I really wish they did have, a lot better performance than they do. This one, it's right in that 6 hour, maybe seven range. It's not going to project really hard. It's kind of like more on the subtle side, which is kind of indicative of Dylan Blue. It's not a real like monster fragrance either. It's not going to reach out and touch you. Um, it's and it has good performance, a little better than what you're getting here, I think, but not much better. But hey, if you're looking for an alternative to Dylan Blue that is, pretty much in the same vein as far as the projection and the performance, but like maybe a little less on the performance side, like I said, just kind of a dumb reach that you can just grab and wear anytime. This is it. This one here, I was so surprised at how much this fragrance reminded me of Dylan Blue, and especially not quite as much on the initial spray, but after this dries down for a few minutes, man, it's really close to Dylan Blue, guys. At first, I was kind of thinking to myself, like, what is that? I mean, why does that smell so familiar? Like, I couldn't really put my finger on it right away. Like, why does that smell so familiar? It smells so familiar. And then it kind of hit me like, man, that smells a lot like Dylan Blue. And then I got to looking into it. And like I said, I got it in a swap and I hadn't really like looked into it or done a lot of research ahead of time. And when I got to reading some comments and some reviews and kind of, different stuff like that, I did see a few other people that agreed with my assessment, like that it smells like Dylan Blue, and I think it does. So if you're somebody who really enjoys Dylan Blue and that kind of a scent profile, here's one that you can check out and try that is a budget fragrance. Now, Dylan Blue isn't like a really high end, expensive designer fragrance in and of itself, really. I mean, it's not a real high cost fragrance, but this one is going to run you about half what a bottle of Dylan Blue would. And it really is very, very close and smells very, very close to the scent profile of Dylan Blue at half the cost. And, again, like I said, as far as performance goes, maybe just the smallest bit less on the projection and just that smallest bit less on the performance as far as the longevity goes. But man, very close in every aspect. I mean, it's very close to Dylan Blue in a lot of ways. So this is a good budget option to Dylan Blue. Dylan Blue, if you wanted something that's just maybe a little cheaper, and but it doesn't smell cheaper. Okay, smells really good quality, really smooth. This is just a good alternative to Dylan Blue. I never thought that I'd be sitting here, you know, holding up a John Varvatos fragrance and saying, hey, this is a clone of Dylan Blue, guys. But that's exactly what I'm doing here because it is. So just wanted to kind of share that with you. I don't know how many of you were aware that, that this fragrance here is so representative of Dylan Blue, but now you are. And thanks for watching my video. I'm the Mad Fragger. I will see you next time.